Hello, this is Richard Burdick, and it's January 20th, a big day in the world today. And, wait, hang on. Fred. Here's my cat. He's the professor. He's going outside. Boop. Boop, boop. Through my studio, Through my studio window is a tunnel out to the garden shed. So the cats can go outside anytime they want to, pretty much, to see the birds from the glass shed. Anyway, January 20th today. And I'm almost done mastering I Ching Flows in Space Opus 215. I Ching Flows in Space Opus 215. It's a work for 4 instruments. We have it here. Vibraphone, harp, piano, celeste. It's a symbolic work. I thought about it when I was in Charlottetown with the Regina Symphony Orchestra chamber players doing a concert out in PEI. I wrote a few things. I like to do that. I like to sketch things on travels so it reminds me of where I've been and gives me that kind of memory of Charlottetown, for example, for this one. I was in a restaurant and thinking, oh man, it'd be really nice to have a I Ching cycle as a background music for a restaurant. Muzak is a term we don't hear much anymore. The I Ching cycles start at F equals F0, no tuning, no off, right on F at A equals 432, and goes around a whole octave, 64 steps in an octave. So it gradually rises unnoticeably, basically 20 cents generally. Each step is about 20 cents, so 5 steps and a half, a normal half step. So when you start and then you go a little ways, then you go back to the beginning, you say, holy cow, it's risen in pitch and I didn't even notice. And I think that's good for us mentally also, is tones we don't normally hear, that sort of thing. So this being a symbolic work, the vibraphone, harp, piano, and celeste represent the 4 elements of the I Ching. And the melodies are basically patterns within the I Ching shapes. It's not really musical. So for the CD, I mastered from the notation here, and it wasn't really that good. So what I've done is basically edited I Ching rhythm to the background of it. And this might take a while, but I wanted to go through this. Partly to document it for me. So step 1 is the idea, background music for a cafe. I composed it. Step 2, compose it. Step 3, record it. I recorded it. Then I went through the whole recording, tuning it from A440 down to the different steps, down to 432 and etc. I spliced it into 65 parts. And then I imported it into Digital Performer. Bring all to front. Okay, Digital Performer. So here's the splice track from the original. And I'm working with number 62. I'm almost done. So then the next step is I'm using this. It's called Pattern Gate. It's pretty good. It's not as flexible as I want it to be. So then I'm looking at I Ching 62 here, 4 solid lines and 2 broken lines. It has a strong upward energy to it. So then the next step is, and you know what? Each I have a rhythm that gradually speeds up through the whole piece too. basically one metronome marking faster per hexagram. This one is, now see, I'm going to double click on tempo, and I'm going to type in 112.5, and that's my speed. Then I'm going to take the pattern gate, and you see the hexagram, 4 solid lines, 2 broken lines. So a solid line is worth 2, that's 8, and two broken lines, that makes 10. So I set the pattern gate to 10, and a solid line is on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, and then the 2 negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my 6 I Ching lines represented rhythmically. Now we're done with that. And we're make sure it's not bypassed. Now, the way I have the recording set up is each big line here, this is 4, 8, 10. So the start of this thing needs to be at 10 because there's 10 beats. So then I'm going to double it for volume, option click, drag, doubles it, fade it in, and then I have, let's see, and I'll turn up the volume. Okay. And we'll make sure it starts right at the beginning. Yeah, so the first beat is right at number 1 in the pattern gate. Okay, so that's what I wanted. Pattern gate, rhythm, making it much more interesting. Next step, select all. Command J exports the pattern. Okay, we have the pattern. Pattern 15 seconds is exported. Then I go down to here to the bounce, drag the bounce in. And put it here. I have this set up for four rhythm tracks in the original, and I have it mixed, all set up, so it's mixed the same for every track. Okay, now we're going to bypass the pattern gate so it doesn't keep doing that, and here we go. Okay, so that's much more interesting, but there's another step. So I'm going to take these 2 tracks, I'm working in 2 stereo tracks for each track. I'm going to drag it, and drag it. Then I'm going to drop each of these down an octave. So I'm going to highlight 3 sets of tracks, go to spectral effects, and I have it set to transpose down an octave. So I'm transposing those 3 tracks down an octave, and then these 2 tracks down another octave, and then bottom track way down. And let's just clean this up so we can show you. It's the lowest track. That sounds like sheets of metal wiggling. And the 2 octaves, that was 3 octaves down, this is 2 octaves down. And 1 octave down. And then the next step is, I'm going to add a volume line at 0. I'm going to put boosts for every 6 beats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boost the volume to the top for that strong downbeat. I'm going to line up the rhythm. So each octave down starts a set of 6 lines later. And boost the rhythm. And then here, check this one to there, fade it in. And we have the cumulative effect like this. And I could listen to that all day. I think it's pretty cool, very interesting. So that's basically that. I would add the other volume bumps and bounce it, and then mix it into the final big file. I think it's interesting. And watch for microtonal I Ching cycles, CD 51, which also has some other cool stuff. Eternal Melody, oh, that's good. HLP Flows, it's a duet with background. And C major is weird. It's taking the I Ching, each one, and basically arpeggiating it 1 3 5 1, and then to the next one, and so it's rising and it's overlapping, so it gets pretty dissonant as it rises 20 cents or so. Pretty interesting though. I think that's 4 horns. That goes back to the string quartet that my friend Stan Ludetta told me about, where the string quartet sat on stage playing a C major triad, but they gradually went sharp. So for 10 minutes, they rose an octave, which is a lot of what I do. So thanks for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hi, this is Richard Burdick. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.